Hey guys, welcome back in. Going to continue this abandoned playthrough. Now, I did manage to get on this morning for a little bit, a couple hours. Warped around a bunch. Found my Interceptor finally. And that's about it. I'm trying out something right now with the fishing traps. Because you can you get nanites when you release fish. So I don't know how effective these are. They've only been here for, what, about 3 hours, something like that. So I wanted to check on these. That doesn't look too great. I was hoping to see more fish than that. I do have one rare one. Let's just see if I can see how much you actually get for these things. This might work better in deeper water too. I just have to throw these down just to get a small sample. And let's just walk out here a little bit. Alright, you got a common. 15. I'm not sure if you get a set amount. Wait for that to disappear. Alright, try another one. Okay, so it's not a static number. Try one more. So these numbers are all over the place then. Alright, what about blue? Blue should be higher. Okay. The downside of these is you can only have 3 of them on a planet, so it's not like I can put down, you know, like 20 traps. I have a rare one somewhere. A rare fish. Okay, not bad. Alright, let's just get the rest of these dumped off. Alright, so you can actually get quite a bit. It'd be better if if I could just go straight to my backpack and not have to tab over every time. That's one thing that does bother me about this game. It should go, when you go into your menu, it should go to where you left off. Alright, that should be all of them. And I'm trying to keep up on my nanites too. A bit more in here. Yeah, so I do have some interceptors to sell off. I did find that wing style that I've been looking for. It's one of these. I've got 2 of the A class. I think the first one I found was an A class. Yeah, this one here. I kind of wish it wasn't green, but at the same time, I'm kind of tired of looking for them. So I have 2 of them. And then I think I got like 2 B's and 2 C's, something like that. So I did grab a couple off that planet I left off yesterday. So I did pick up a couple of those. Then I picked up 4 of these. So I couldn't find an A class for that one from last stream though. All right, dump this back in here. Yeah, I had so much stuff that I need to start breaking down some of this stuff. My inventory is starting to get overrun. Let's see. But I did manage to get 2 of the Sentinel maps, so those could be useful. They're on a planet I really like. Yeah. Those would have been really nice way earlier in the game, but it is what it is. No, I don't want that. Get rid of some of this stuff that's in here. Launch thruster. Yeah, so I don't have to collect a bunch of the radiant shards and anything anymore. I'll just need them for like fuel, stuff like that. But I think I'm done hunting those down. So I'm gonna go sell off the ones I did pick up and get back to warping. Toss some of this in. Oh, I got more here. Toss that in there. Alright. So I did take a pretty good chunk out of the warping earlier. But down to 550. So slowly making our way there. I do want to see if I can find a green system to put those emerald bases in. That'll give me something to do today. And it might be, there's a green right here. Go run over here. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking for activated emerald and regular emerald. And if there's a volcanic planet in here with basalt, I want to put down a base for basalt as well. I don't know if they took them out of the game or not. I don't think I've seen one yet. So. I've seen a few different volcanic ones, but not one with basalt. Looks like a dead planet, yeah. Alright, so we've got emerald there. I'm looking to get both bases in the same system, though. That one. I do have one more planet over here, though. Pretty sure I scanned the planet over here. I think it was the first planet I looked at. Yep. Alright, so nothing in this system. I'm just gonna warp right out. Looking to kind of make a beeline right for the center now. Can't make it to that one. What about that one? But now that I'm looking for a green system, I can't find one. Look at this one real quick. Oh, that planet I was on with the fishing traps, I did put down a little... I did throw it on a base computer, so I might go back there tomorrow and check it. Because those only had about 3 hours about to fill up, so... Okay, we do have activated here, so... Good. It's regular, there's another planet here somewhere. Okay, dead planet. Actually, let's run in here, get rid of those ships, and go find a spot for some bases. That way I have a mine for everything that's mineable, so... I didn't do one for Thesium. I don't really consider that to be anything worth mining, so... If I do decide to throw one down, then I will, but... I'm not gonna go out of my way to find a planet to get crap on, you know? Run in here and grab this stuff. I'm getting quite a few of those exosuit expansion slots, though. Like a lot of them. Alright, let's take a look at these interceptors. Oh, I did get an A-class over there. Okay, well, hold on to that for now, then. And... copper and condensate. I want to hold on to that stuff. Alright, just get rid of these ships. Okay, so that should be an A-class. The Crimson, okay. That's got rockets also. Yeah, I'm getting kind of low on condensed carbon, so I'm scrapping the rockets on it. Kind of low on chromatic metal too. Let me get that going. That one. So I'm just going to go to the end of the list. Pretty sure I've got 4 more that are... 4 more that are B or C class. Yeah, I'm holding on to so many of them because I just want to see what the supercharged slots are going to be. Actually, that one might... Oh, it still is a B class. That'll cost even more nanites to upgrade. And salvage. E-class. I'm gonna go through all of them just to double check. Cleanse. I think I've been using Blessed. Okay. Those are all set. Bring the silver. Oh, I've got more chromatic metal here. Alright. Some extra indium too. Oh, I do have more tainted metal. And I got stuff all over the place. Alright, let's go sell off some of this stuff, make some room. I want to grab some metal plating while I'm here too. So, 12 metal plating, that's it. Well, it is what it is. Alright, let's sell off some. I'm gonna hold on to that emerald because I don't know how much emerald I actually have at my base. I think I'm good on the indium though. Yeah, these exosuit expansions that I don't have any use for now. I wish I would have found a bunch of those earlier. It would have saved me a lot of running around. The eye valves, 83 million for those. Yeah, let's get rid of the cadmium. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of, like, the quad cerebos and walker brains. And some of those crash sites. This should give me a little more breathing room. And a small, yeah, a little bit of copper there. Yeah, I got a bunch of these down here now. I think these are all exocraft, aren't they? Oh no, that's a pulse engine. More cadmium to delete. It's not even worth looking at what it's given me. But I know it's going to be less than what I have. Let's go for a pulse engine. Alright, I think I just got a ton of friggin', yeah, wire and looms. Yeah. Put this in here too. Oh. I was worried about being low on chromatic metal. I don't have to worry about that now. I'm not gonna need that, so I'm just delete that. that in there. That's a quick refining press. Yeah, I wish Pugnium was better for nanites. It's horrible. It's nice that it refines really quick, though. I had like 5 stacks of that stuff earlier. I don't got any more there. Let's delete that. One of these. I just like trying to keep things in some kind of order. Alright, let's sell off some of these wiring looms too. I got way too freaking many of those. I'll just keep a couple. Same thing with my ship. Oh, I only have 2 in my ship? But I had... Yeah, I got a bunch in my ship. Then I just went past it. Oh, they have it down lower. Alright, so... let's get rid of 12. I like to keep extra. Alright, and take that metal plating. I'll grab a couple of nanotubes too. Grab 6. Should be good on gold. I am actually a little low on gold. I'm just going to pick up whatever they have. Should be good. I don't want to run a little low on. Why do I have... Did I accidentally buy wiring looms instead of sell them? I bet I did. Yeah, I think I accidentally bought a bunch instead of selling. Alright. That was pretty dumb. Alright. I'm going, why the hell do I have all these now? Alright, what's in here? Nothing. Get that going. Alright. I'm done screwing around now. Head down. I think I'll get that activated planet out of the way first, and then go over to normal. Yeah, I figured get the most difficult one out of the way first. The second one should be much easier. Run down here real quick. Radioactive planet. No storm yet. I bet one breaks as soon as I get into the atmosphere, though. So far, so good. See what this building is. And it's just a beacon. Boy, it's a really hilly planet. What I don't mind is landing down in valleys like this. At least it's a big flat area. Should be able to find something down here. Actually, let me recharge all my hazards first. And they're already in pretty good shape. Do that bottom one. Alright, let's see what's over here. It'd be nice to find one right away. Make a real quick base. Alright, got a storm in front of me. Watch out for that. Of course, this stupid thing's gonna linger. Alright, got one right away. So, just toss up a real quick base, I guess. Was expecting to have to run around for at least 15 minutes. Find a hot spot. Got very lucky. Again, I'm not too worried about the strength of my hot spot, so as long as I can get somewhat close, that's all I care about. So I'm just gonna bury it right in here. Build them. Actually, I should have just called my ship in, which I'm gonna do. Alright, 59%. Didn't even have to measure that one out. Alright, so couple panels, and I'm not even gonna bother with a structure. I am gonna put up a building. I'm just gonna build like a little shack though, mainly because I don't want to deal with having to run all that much power to it. What am I looking for? Battery? Yeah, battery. Alright, get that running. I think I'll just go with a basic wooden structure. So, build a little bit off the ground. I'm getting it done just in time. A little ramp in the way. A basic little starter base. Now with this though, I do want to shrink my silo down quite a bit. Bring it all the way down, then just increase a little. There. cute little silo. Make it green. There. Now I do need some power here, so I'll just tag onto this. Do that. Make one more solar panel. I don't want to make that thing too small. I do want to shrink it down a little, just so it doesn't pierce through my roof. Myself a save button. Actually shrink that down too. Pick a proxy switch out here. Alright. Oh, not too shabby. Run my base computer.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Activated emerald. Alright, so that one's done. Before I get carried away though, I am gonna bring over some of that. Let's see. Right. And see if I can buy any out of this. Actually, I'll just look for a trade post. Might be the best bet. Actually, I'll just look for it on the other planet. Alright, that one's done. Let's see if I can get some emerald over here. Trade outpost. grab some metal plating while it's fresh in my mind. I don't forget it. Worst comes to worst, I can always call in my my Colossus. I'm sure I still got a couple hundred or so in there. Actually, probably not that much. I probably got like maybe 60 actually. I meant to refill it and I never did. I'm gonna get used to doing that because I think my next run of this is gonna be pretty much living out of your Colossus. So, gotta get used to dealing with it. I just wish we could expand our exocraft inventory. No, not gonna get quite so lucky this time. Let's see if there's anything on the other side. Why is that switching? Actually, I need that, I should grab the sodium too. I used up a lot of the sodium nitrate, making beacons. Alright, got something over here. I mean, those hazardous plants are all over the place. Actually, let me go up to one of these. Is there anything I can... I haven't really dealt with these things. So there's nothing for me to steal off it? Okay. No, there's no like little pod to take or anything. Alright. Figured I'd try that on this character since I have a shield. My next character is probably not going to have a shield and have to deal with them. Alright, we got our emerald. So toss down a base. Looks like we do have some type of building over the hill too. Take a quick run over there, see what that's all about. Alright. And here. 38 will be fine. base over in this area. Oh, I thought I had... Oh, I have glass, but it's in my ship. I think I only have like 3 glass anyway. Yeah. Let's bring my ship in.
Toxic protection.
Very, very simple little base. I'll do the same thing with my power. I just need a little bit of extra power, but let's make this work. Here again, this is going to be one of those bases that I don't really visit, you know, I pop in real quick if I need a little bit of emerald, but considering this run is almost done, I'll probably never visit it. Run some power there. Pretty much set it up the same way I did that last one. Set one of these down. To be able to get under it. Do is let's just bring that. Oh, I can't build that. I'm out of carbon. Just jump in here real quick. Bring some carbon over. There. Actually, bring over some of this too. Yeah, actually a little bit more. I was thinking about bringing over some condensed and throwing it through the refiner, but not worth it. I'll make 2 of these little cubes. I'll make one that's about twice the size. Alright. For my silo, I can still build 2 of those, so my silo is going to be a double size. I put those boxes in the wrong corner, so I'm going to have to move my silo after. Silo there. Actually, yeah, that'll work. I was going to make it real small like the other one, but this will work. Get rid of those. Make sure I put that, okay, it is in that corner. one on this side. Alright, and put down a save point. I always put these in, it's just a habit. Because I save a lot, and I don't like having to look for them. Alright, so we got our emerald out of the way. Sure what way that screen's gonna face. Yeah, just about right. Poking through the wall a little bit, but that's alright. So, emerald. Alright, so that's all set. I think that's pretty much it for bases. After that real quick. I don't think it really matters. Let me fix my carbon situation real quick and we'll take off. This down. I like to have like 2 stacks of carbon at all times.
Technology recharge.
Alright. But when I go back to my base, I'll clean up all this. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know I used up a lot of, whatever, sodium nitrate. Alright. Oh, how was my... I'll go grab this condensed carbon real quick. No, I'm not. There we go. So that should give me a pretty good amount. Oh, I got this over here. Oh, I got more sodium in here too. Right. I'm in better shape than I thought I was. Oh, a little more here. Now, I know I brought my ship over here somewhere. Oh, there's that. Friggin' thing just blends in with the landscape no matter where I am. Alright, so let's get out of this system. Continue going to the center. Yeah, so now I don't have to try to worry about landing in dissident systems. What I might try to do though is hit some purple, because there's life forms in purple. So it's a purple. So I'll hit the space station, then go see what the planets are, and do a little bit of running around and scanning. I want to build up some nanites. I can always go back and refine a bunch of runaway mold and stuff and get nanites that way too. But at least with this I can kind of run around and find animals, do a little exploration. And at least I should have animals in this system, hopefully. I do little running around, just finding buildings and damaged machinery and all that good stuff. And is that a collision? Those look pretty dang close. No, they're not collided. They're just really close. Alright. A couple here with dissonance on them. Probably run into a camp to see what the ship is here. It might be something I like even more than the one I just got. First run in here, do the whole run around, grab my free stuff. This is a GEX system, so won't be nanites to get. However, before I head in there, I do want to go in here and grab whatever I can for metal plating, because I don't like running out of that stuff. And I'll refine that off. Yeah, I don't like being low on metal plating. Mainly because I don't have an easy way to carry around a lot of ferrite dust with me to make it, so... Grab whatever they have. 31, that will work fine. But I'm gonna stick it in my starship. Might as well, while I'm over here, just take a peek back here. No nanite machine. Sodium should be almost done refining also. There we go. Toss this in. Yeah, because I still have to get like 80,000 nanites. I'd rather do it by like running around and stuff as opposed to babysitting refiners. I'm not gonna bother with the teleporter. Did I? Oh, yeah. I thought maybe I got another ship upgrade, or the ship mod. Jump in here. So go down here and land on a planet. I don't know. I didn't really take note of what the planets were when I scanned them. They were all kind of blah. But, fly down to this one, it's the closest. Let's see if there's anything to discover. Just land. Doesn't look like there's too much stuff here. But we do have 2 animals to grab. One. It's probably all going to be flying here. Oh. Flying, and there's an uncommon ground. Alright, so there's the 3 fly-ins. See if I can find a ground creature. Alright, there's our ground creature. There. Some quick nanites. See if I can grab any rocks or trees. Yeah, what I was looking for is damaged machinery. Got one over here. Stupid storm. Yeah, I think it's time just to move on to the next planet. If I want to run around and grab salvage data, I'd rather do it on a flat planet. Ones that are all hilly or just a pain to navigate. So that's one planet done. Oh yeah, got a distant planet over here. Actually, I can start running off some of this stuff too. The mirrors. Well, I might try to remember to do that. It's hilly too. Let's see here, keep forgetting that I have to use maps for that. Let's see if I can find a camp and see what the multi-tool is. Oh, it's on a different planet. Alright, let's see if I can find a place to land here. Yeah, I don't want to deal with a depot though. That shelter will work. At least I know there's going to be a nanite machine here. Alright, got a creature in front of me. Oh, got 13 animals on this lineup. A bunch of them are underwater.
Toxic protection falling. Technology recharge.
The only upgrade modules I've been getting for my multi-tool are for weapons I already have installed. So I don't know if that's by design or if that's just RNG. But I've been getting like, you know, like Blaze Javelin or Scatter Blaster, any other weapon mods. So I think that might be on purpose. What's that? A bunch of animals on this planet, but I don't want to be constantly running uphill. I'll just grab a few here, fly away, see if I can find a little bit of water, and see if there's anything there. Alright, this is okay. I didn't know how far the water would be. Looks a little flatter over here, so. And over here. I'd rather be at a larger land formation than that. I'm trying to avoid, I'm looking for like a beach area, not a cliff area. Maybe something like this. This is a pretty cool looking planet though. Yeah, a lot of times you don't see them like this. You know, I'm gonna grab a picture of this planet because I might do something with this thing in a normal save. It looks like it's got some pretty decent water here. I don't want to go too far because I really don't have the best setup for this. I think I have like 5 underwater creatures. There's actually quite a few rare creatures. See, I'm just gonna do upload all. Alright. I think I'll head off to the next system. Or the next planet, rather. You'll see what that camp is. It's actually a really cool planet. I want to run around this in normal mode. If I can find hotspots here, it'd be nice too. Pretty cool planet. There we go, toxic rainstorm. Good looking planet like that, and it's got toxic rainstorms on it. Alright, so I should have a planet that's right next to this. There it is. Go check out this camp. I've gotten pretty good with the technology module things. So I got a whole bunch of them now. Is that goods and then arms, which I think those are all weapons. And then the tech ones I think are ship parts. Well, they're pretty wild looking. Got some type of burrowing creature here. Oh, great. Got aggressive animals. Striders. A bird that's like really close to the ground? That's weird. Gotta watch out for those big guys though. They're hasty. They're not so much aggressive, but they'll attack. Alright, what do we have? See, this is why my inventory is always full. I keep running into these camps and getting all the garbage. And that thing's missing a barrel. Let's see what we have. We got a 15, 5, and 11. Is that just a bunch of... just a bunch of resonators just all hanging out over here? Oh no, there's shards around it. A bunch of striders. Alright. I thought there were like 4 resonators there. Think of it, I'm gonna empty this out. Take a peek at this. Ooh, there we go. 2% damage. I don't think this will bump it up to 3%. No, it doesn't. That should have brought my damage up a little. I didn't notice what it was before. Alright, let's see what this is. Yeah, nothing too special. B class, but rob all that out of it and just leave it behind. Take those though. Any quick creatures to scan? Yeah, sometimes it takes them a few seconds to start popping in, but doesn't look like it. Alright. So, what I'll do is get that thing cooking. Oh yeah, I have to do just one at a time. Like, if I end up leaving this screen, I'll only get 150 nanites out of it, instead of the 230. Toss that in there. That walker brains don't give me nanites. I always thought they did, but they don't. I want that. Alright. Head out of here and onto the next system. I think I'm gonna do just a couple more warps, and then I do want to go. I do want to check on my stasis devices. I want to go to my base first, though. Mainly so I don't have to go through the whole process of refining condensed carbon and ionized cobalt, because that would be like 15 minutes of me just running back and forth So what I'll do is I'll just fill up on that stuff and then go over to the bases. That way you don't have to deal with watching me refine all that stuff. Because I went through this system mainly just to get to the next one. Right now I just want to try to cover, you know, like 20,000 or so light years. Or 2,000, whatever. I'd like to get, you know, down to about 500,000 light years, something like that. Make a dent in that. I probably won't be doing a lot of stuff, and I'll do a few warps, and then I'll talk on a base computer, and then go over and do the Stasis device stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to the next system from here. Actually, I will do upload all here. A little bit of nanites. Yeah, if I can get down to like 520,000, I'd be happy. I don't know if I'll get quite that far. Just gonna be me just rapidly warping for a bit. So. There's really no other systems that I really want to stop into now. I think I'm just going to use curious deposits probably to get a majority of my nanites, because I do want to upgrade a ship. Even though it's really late in the run, I'd like to be able to do that. I'm just taking the biggest jumps I can now. See, luckily in this mode, I don't have to worry about running into freighter battles, because that can take up some time. Yeah, because you get in there and then you can't use your pulse and you can't warp right away or any of that good stuff, so. Unless I see a planet right away that looks cool, I'm just going to warp right through. Pretty much all you do is go until I can't go any further, and then I just back up a little bit. Looks like this one has a gas giant in it, or a gas giant, or a big water world. Or it's just a really big planet. I didn't pay attention to what the stellar class was. Unknown giant. On to the next one. Yeah, now that I think of it, I don't think I have enough ionized cobalt to do the full run, so I think when I do the stasis devices, I think I will do the condensed carbon and ionized cobalt, but I'll probably just cut it out, mainly because it takes like 15 minutes, so I may just cut it, or maybe leave it in. I don't know. Because what you want to do is, if you're watching a stream back, probably jump like 15 minutes or something. I think it takes probably like 12, 15 minutes, something like that, just to do the condensed carbon and ionized cobalt loop. So it might not be very entertaining. I may do like a quick run through of how to do it, and then just cut out the middle part until I have everything put together. I am impressed with the hyperdrive on this thing though. Like it not using up much fuel at all. I had to put a hypercore in. It was either last night or this morning. It's the first one I've done in a while. Let's jump to this one. Actually, when I get into this next system, I want to see what my hyperdrive's at. Typically, a lot of times when I warp like this, I'll use an explorer or a solar ship sometimes. I've actually been pretty impressed with how it's been holding up. What do we have? Still at 57%. So I'm using like 4% or something every time I jump. Check it again when I get over to this system. No, keep doing that. Yeah, 54. What I am going to do though is I am going to swing in here just to make it a quick save. This is something I've been doing since the first version of the game. You know, I'll do like 5 warps, and then I'll just hit the space station just to make a save. As you guys know, this game does like to get buggy from time to time, so I like to do this just as like a little backup, you know. I don't want to do like 20 or 30 warps and then have my game crash on me. We'll get down to right around like 520. I think would be a pretty good point to stop. Yeah, when I get there, I'll throw down a base computer that says last system and pick up from there next time. But I haven't had a chance to test out my Stasis device farm, so I'm hoping all my numbers line up. It would be like a live trial. I haven't done them in a while, so I gotta remember all the steps to it. It should come back to me though. Alright, this system. Yeah, do this for like probably another 10 minutes or whatever. See, this is a lot of times in the morning when I'm warping around, this is what I'm doing, so it's definitely not like the most entertaining stuff to see. It does take quite a while, because I'm not using black holes or anything. I'm doing everything the long way. No portals, none of that stuff. I'm pretty sure I can see how many times I've warped too. I think it's in the milestones. But I hit 75 a long time ago. So it's gotta be at least 100 by now. One more warp should get me there. Going to be a purple, but it's only got 2 planets in it. What's this one have? Alright, this one's got a bunch. Yeah, I didn't want to warp in and just have one gas giant and one aggressive sentinel planet or something like that. So at least one of these planets should be fairly safe to land on. What else is here? Looks like everything else is behind that planet. Actually, let's hit this one. I don't have a Thesium farm, so I'm just going to throw up a quick one. Hopefully I have... yeah, I should have enough metal plating. Yeah, that way I can say I did all the, I have a farm for all the resources now. You want to be a little wary though, because this does have the broods on it, and hopefully they're friendly here. See what this building is. Alright, just got a shelter. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got here. New animals. Oh, just in time for a storm, too. Alright, I do have predators here, so I do want to keep an eye out. Yeah, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll land and I'll just give them a couple seconds to start spawning in. A lot of animals. Something else over there on the other side of the hill. Probably those big friggin' crab creatures. Alright, one of these guys. Trying to grab as many animals as I can. 16 creatures on this planet. That's the most I've seen in quite a while. A long time, actually. Looks like I got all of them in this area, though. Alright. I have to come back and finish them up later. Ground. A couple that are underground. A couple underwater. Alright. A good selection. Alright, I'm here looking for poo. So, we'll see what's over here. I know there are predators here. I want to make sure, you know, be on the lookout for them, but I want to make sure I don't deplete my backpack all the way. I want to be able to get away somewhat quickly if I have to. Alright, with sodium, which I don't need. Alright, so I've got a few seconds. Scan other stuff. Yeah, I gotta watch out for those, like, weird looking T-Rex creatures. Get some plants scanned. I kind of wish the predators had a different marker on them. Okay, these plants. Get a hole over here. Thought for sure that was a hole right there. Bother with the salvage tack. Keep heading over here. Alright, we got Fecium. So, toss down a base computer here. Actually, a pretty fun planet so far, anyway. And I'll pretty much set this up like I did the other two farms. The very basic setup. Because this will actually become useful for Geknip. See what we got for 35%. I can do better than that. $32. Alright, so try pulling it forward instead of backwards. 39. That will work. Now, power. Alright, can build 12 of these. I only need 3 though. 2 batteries. Alright. Yeah, I probably don't need that extra battery or solar panel, but I want to make sure I can always warp in and out of here. I'll go with wood again. Actually, I will build this one up a little bit higher though. I'm always in the way when it comes to the steps. Oh. Let's see, why am I taking damage? These things are just annoying. Alright, and a silo. Can still build one of those. Stick it over here for now. Alright, and I'll do this over here. Yeah, a lot of times I'll put my roof on last. Oh, I wanted to shrink down a button though. So it should be safe to walk over here again. Get rid of that. And put in my proximity switch. Oh, I wanted to move that over. Let's put this right here. Get rid of that. Run my power. and run my pipe. And I don't think I can put a glass roof on this. No. So I'm just going to use a regular roof cap. Yeah, I can't use that either. Yeah, regular run-of-the-mill roof cap. Alright. Well, that's the last base. Unless I can find a planet with basalt on it, but I haven't seen one, so... Stick this back here. And this one poo. Alright. Check this real quick and make sure it's all hooked up. Alright. Yeah, that'll be helpful if I decide to do a large nip-net farm. But I'm not sure what I'm actually going to do with this save when I'm done, so... Because, like, the challenge part is just to make it to the center. But I might continue on from there. Until I die, you know. So... Eventually it'll probably happen. Alright, well that one's done. Do one more warp and then go to my main base so I can unload a bunch of stuff. And then go over and do a stasis device run through. Alright, so let's go here. Yeah, so tomorrow morning if I get on, I'm going to try to continue heading towards the center. But I do want to take like an hour and just refine curious deposits and all that stuff. Try to get as many nanites as I can. And then jump on later in the day to some more of this. Yeah, I want to try to do a little bit more like discovery type of stuff instead of just warping though. So I'm gonna hit this planet up because it is a distant planet. So what I can do is if I want to start refining refining nanites and stuff. If I want to start doing the radiant shards and stuff like that, I can come here in the morning and farm up a bunch of these, a bunch of them here. I think I will. How many maps do I have left? Alright, I still got 5. I'm gonna use a map. That way I can at least start off at a camp. I can loot the camp before I run back to my base. Alright, let's see. So I'm still looking for an A-class pistol. The Sentinel pistol. Not like a big priority or anything though. Just something I'd like to be able to find. We got a rifle here anyway. Oh, actually, I have the ship in my log, don't I? Yeah, I want to abandon that. Oh, there's a couple animals here too. Thought I heard something squawk. Okay, there's 4 creatures here. I might be able to get those quickly. There's probably going to be like 1 ground creature. Yeah, 1 ground creature, 4 flying. And anything special? Okay, always active, so. Go over this way a little bit. Gotta get them one to spawn in. And sometimes you can't tell if this vegetation can be scanned or not. Oh, gotta watch out for that. Firestorms. Oh, okay. Creature over here. There we go. And go do a little math. We got 11, 16, 6. See, this is the menu that if there's a storm going on or something around you, that you can't like exit, so you're constantly taking damage. So I was a little leery of that magma storm, that little magma thing that was going on. So I'll name this last system. And we'll just take a quick run by that ship to see what it is. Actually, I want to check the multi-tool too, just in case. Let's see what this is. C-class. Doesn't look like anything too spectacular. Not horrible, but a little colorful. Alright, it's a C class. I'm just gonna skip it, but strip all of this out. Grab this. Got more pugium. I'll use that. I've been using it for nanites. Alright. And while I'm right here, I'm sure I got my line. Grab these shards. Now that's the other stuff. So there were 2 shards there. Alright. Oh, I don't want to get inside that then. This one. Alright. I'll just hit the space station and warp to my base from there. want to remember to upload all those discoveries too. That way I get the bonus nanites. I think it's only 1,000 because it's only 4 creatures, but 1,000's 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 nanites is actually one full run of runaway mold for me. Because I get 900 runaway mold for each full loop that I do. So it's like 4 minutes, 5 minutes worth of work. So, upload those right now. If I can go to the right thing. Just do an upload all. There's more. Alright. Is what type of station? Corvax? Go grab these boxes. Alright, and hit up my base so I can dump off a whole lot of junk. So I've been over here in like 4 days or something now. Head over there. Okay, so I want to try to make as much room as I can. Burn off some stuff real quick. I know I've got a bunch of salvage data. I thought I have a bunch of salvage data in here. No, I only got 1 stack. Alright. So, burn that off. A couple of those to do. I want to burn off what I can. Get that going. That will only take a couple seconds. Oh, that's my ship. Wondering where all my stuff went. Get that going. There it is. Alright, just clear out. I want to make sure this is empty. It's good. I don't want any like overflow stuff like polyfiber. Any of that stuff I don't want to interrupt with the stuff when I burn it off. So, let's see if those can go over. I know I have a bunch of these somewhere. Could have swore it was in here. Maybe not. Maybe I opened up a bunch. Got a whole bunch of these now. So my next ship will be ready to upgrade quite a bit. one of those. Just throw that away. Like the acid, I don't want to accidentally bring that with me because that'll interfere with the crafting. Either I'll craft too many or I won't craft enough. Where did that go? Right there. Wait, notes. Alright, and break those open. Oh, that's a shift mod. I thought it was in. Oh, it's no good anyway. Walker brains, I think I have. Alright, I only have 5. Alright. I thought I had a stack of them. Alright, and indium I'm good on. Actually, I should run that off emerald. And get some extra emerald. I'll toss this extra in my ship. That can go in storage. Let that run out. It's too far away. Oh, I've got 2 of these. Tank size 15. Actually, I want power. So that one can go. That one can go. Throw that away, move this. Empty that. We got more in here. Yep. A little bit more of that. Some more nanites. These brains, I don't know what to do with those right now. Those brains, let me just stick them in my exocraft for now. Same thing with that. Actually, let me see what I actually do have for the activated indium, or not activated indium, ionized cobalt. Oh, it's in one of these. Oh, okay. I think I will be all set. Let me check my condensed carbon first, though. Need. Okay, I'll be fine. I won't have to do all that refining stuff right away. Okay, so condensed carbon, I need 4,800 of that. So that's going to be 16 stacks because I have the reduced or the harsh stack size. So 2, 3, 4,000 there, and an additional 800. See, like, ideally, I wouldn't have this condensed carbon here. I just have to remember that I have 600 extra. So that 4,800 of that. Move that over. And ionized cobalt. Actually, that would be 5, 10, 15. Okay, the math will add up. Some of it went in here. So with ionized cobalt, I'm gonna want 2,400. Take that and another 400 of that. Alright, so 8 stacks of that. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. This should be a full stack. Actually, I will do that just to make things less confusing. Just fill that back up. There we go. Alright. So that instead of doing all the refining, I'm just bringing it with me. Alright, and I want to get some of this stuff out of here. Let's see, I want to hold on to like 6 of those. I'm just going to put them in my roamer for now. But I do want to hold on to a few of those. Put that in my roamer. Keep some of that. Alright, I think that should give me plenty of room. Hold these down. Yeah, what I want to do is try to get as much room in here as I can. Can I move this over? Yes. Those void modes, so those can just go in my storage. Let me bring this over. I'm trying to kind of box things in a little bit. I'll just put that in roamer for now too. Yeah, trying to just kind of box things in so that I can look at the screen quickly and know how many of what I have. Anomaly detector, I'm tired of getting those things. Put those in storage too. Alright, so that. I don't need like all this silver, but I like to have it on me for when I do. So ideally what I would do is go to my mixing base once all the other ones are gone. And what I want to do typically is I want my oxygen to be the last thing that's listed in here. So what I would typically do is just move this stuff up a couple rows. That way I have oxygen on the bottom. That way when I go to use my refiners, I'll have, you know, ionized cobalt up here. And when I go to select my oxygen, I want my oxygen to be the first thing that pops up, not my Atlas Pass or my food, you know, all this stuff, which is going to be the last stuff in your exosuit. So I want that oxygen to be right there. It just speeds up the process. But I'm going to be skipping that step for this little demo. So, all right. We'll start off. Show you guys how I do this. Your bases. Alright, so we'll go over to Stasis number 1 out of 3, Living Glass. That'd be the first one we go to. So let's go over to Living Glass. See, the most challenging part of this is balancing things because your stack size is only 300. What you're going to want is in between your backpack and your ship, you need to have 112 slots open just for resources, just for your gases, your minerals, and plus you need, you know, at least probably like 15-20 extra slots. So you actually need a lot, like, you know, this takes up quite a bit right here. This is a good bulk of it. But you need to have at least 112 to kind of move things around. And that's why we use the storage container, because I can just throw stuff in there and take it out as I need it. Because typically I have more room in my ship too. So I may have to move some stuff around. But the easiest way I find is to warp in and get your living glass out of the way first. That way you can just make it all up and stick it right in your storage container. And then just pull it out when you need it. So we'll run through and harvest all this first. This is probably filling up a good amount of my backpack right now. So I'll be able to eliminate all these plants once I make that living glass. Alright, so that's all set. Then I come over here and I wish it would stop going to my ship. That really bugs me. Alright, so all these plants are here now. What we'll do is I'm going to craft, and I'm going to do it all in the Stasis device menu, so view crafting steps. So what you're looking to do is make your living glass. And you have everything available shows up highlighted. The stuff you don't have on you is going to be dark. So you want to focus on just living glass for now. So you're going to make 16 lubricant. There we go. So 16 of that. And then 16 times 5 is what, 80, I think? Something like that. It'll tell you, though. Just kind of count them out. So there's going to be 16 there. And your frost crystal just disappeared. So you can't make too much glass. So you're gonna have 80 and 16. So you're gonna make your 16 living glass now. Alright, so that should be all set. So all you do is throw your living glass right in here. Alright, so it takes up just those 2 cubes. And then typically what I'll do is I'm just going to put everything right into the storage container. Same thing with the dioxide. Actually, that I can probably keep on me, but just for the sakes of keeping things a little simple, put it all in storage for now. So now when you look in here, there's, you know, everything's laid out nicely. So that base is done. So now we'll go over to circuit boards and do the same process over there. It's just to keep things separated, and then once you get back to the mixing basin, you can start moving the gas and stuff out of your storage container into your regular inventory. Oh, got a little bit of a gap there. Oh, that's weird. Alright, so go through, harvest all these. I'll do the same process, but with circuit boards this time. I always do it in this order so I don't miss anything. Now, if you do have some of the extra resources, like that you would typically, you know, like if you have Star Bramble already in your inventory, you'll just have to be mindful when you go to craft that you do have extra resources. Alright, double check that. Okay. So, same process. I'm gonna go to Stasis device. A few crafting steps. And now all you're going to be worried about is your circuit board. So pretty much that eliminates this whole side of the map. It looks like a lot of stuff right now, but well, it eliminates living glass and circuit board. Superconductor is what you're going to use your gases and stuff for. All this stuff that's blacked out. So what we're going to do is make 16 heat capacitors. And again, once you have enough, you can't build more. And 16 polyfiber. Again, you can't make any more of these, so you can't go over or under. You know right away, you know, it'll tell you you have 16 crafted or whatever. And so now you're just going to build 16 circuit boards. See, that's why I wanted to make sure I didn't bring any polyfiber with me, because it would have messed up that number. I would have ended up with an extra polyfiber. Alright, so that's all done. We will toss this right in here. And 3 more down here. Alright. The same process, just go over. I try to grab my gas first. It doesn't matter, it's all going to the same place. Same thing with your phosphorus. Alright, so that's all in there, and off to the final base. This is the good thing about just having 3 bases. You don't have to warp that extra warp. So Stasis 3 of 3, condensed carbon, ionized cobalt. And because I brought that ionized cobalt with me and the condensed carbon, I don't have to bother with that step. But typically, I'll show you how I would typically do it though. See, this looks uneven too. Something's weird. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll take the paraffinium, and typically I'll just stick it in storage. Actually, in here I would start to actually start moving things over, but that would go in storage. The cobalt I would typically take out and put it right in my inventory, and then I would take the oxygen. Oxygen would be the last thing I take out, because I want it, again, I want it to be the last thing in here. It's not necessary or anything, it's just for me it's easier, you know, dealing with the refining process. That way oxygen's the first thing I can select and it just goes quicker. That way I don't have to keep flipping through my menu. Alright. Typically what I would do is I would loot, take all this carbon. What I would do is put 60 carbon up here and 60 oxygen down here and let it run through the process. And the same thing with this one. And this third one I would use for cobalt. So I would have all three of these going. Two of them would be making condensed carbon. The last one would be making ionized cobalt. Once that initial 60 is done, you'll have 150 condensed carbon or ionized cobalt in the last one. What you do is you just drag it from here over to here and put a stack of oxygen in here and let it run through. When it's done, you just take it out, put it in your inventory. And you just repeat that. You can get 3 stacks of ionized cobalt or condensed carbon for every 150 oxygen you put in. So all you're doing is you're multiplying those two resources. Alright, and when that stuff is done, then you can start pulling out this stuff. And typically what I'll do is the minerals I'll put in my ship, but you have to put them in your inventory first though. So I'll put that stuff right in my ship. Which you could do back at the bases too. I just did it that way to kind of simplify things. So move that to my ship. Now if I look at my ship, I still do have a good amount of room, so I'm going to move as much of this into my ship as I can. I'll just start with nitrogen. I know it's a little bit weird, but it's just the easiest way I know how to do it with this much stuff. This is a lot easier on like normal mode. I still actually have quite a few slots in there.
Incoming storm.
So I might be able to get 2 of the gases in my ship. Whatever I do, I want to make sure I keep, you know, like, you know, a dozen to 20 slots open in my suit if I can help it. So, move this all over. I wish I could put it directly into my ship. See, I'm not sure, like, this is my trial run doing this, so I'm not sure how much room I actually have between all my stuff. I never did the math, so. But I'll be able to get a good amount of it in my ship. And if you can only craft like 4 stasis devices at a time, then you can do it that way too. It just requires more shifting. Alright, so I should be able to pull this all over now. Alright. So, I do have some room to work with. Not very much, but I got some. And that should be enough, so. If I go into, actually I'll go right to that slot there. Stasis device, view crafting stuff. And what I do is, I know that circuit board is done, so I don't have to worry about that section. The same thing with living glass. So all I do is I just focus on everything. I just go from left to right and then up. So I'll craft 16 of these. And again, I should have enough just to make 16. I have enough. Oh, I hope I didn't screw that up. Yeah, I brought too much condensed carbon, so I didn't want to make that 17th, but I did it as kind of an example of what can happen. So right now I have an extra condensed carbon, because that could have screwed things up down here. So you want to make sure you do 16 every time. And the same thing with this. So make sure it's just 16, and then 16 of these. Then make my way over to the enriched carbon now and do the same thing. Oh. Why did that happen? I wonder if something like hit me from under the floor or something. Okay, whoops, I'm in the wrong thing. Go back in here. Stasis device. Why is that saying I don't? Oh, it's because I already have it in stock, so all I have to do is make the 16 of these. 16 of those, 16 superconductors. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll put those in my storage container now. That way everything's together. Because typically, like, I do this on the fly, so I don't have to keep moving things back and forth like this. I'm doing it mainly for, like, demonstration. So we got stasis device. So we know that that's done, that's done, that's done. So we'll make our way over to the cryo pump. The same deal. Build 16. Because you end up doing enriched carbon in a couple different slots, so I always do it one by one, that way I can't overdo anything. So 16 of those, gonna make your hot ice. 16 of those. And I had that extra one that I made earlier, so I don't want to go make the cryo pump right away. So I want to make sure I get 16 of these as well. 16 of those, 16 cryo pumps. Alright. So I will then just move those in here. Alright, and almost done. Now we'll use up all this ionized cobalt. So, once again, go in stasis device, crafting steps, and we're going to make 16 of each of these 3 items. Alright, and then 16 of the iridescite. Am I taking damage or something? why that thing's always squawking. Alright. So we got 16 of those. Yeah, and here's that extra condensed carbon that I brought. Oh, and I missed the cryo pump too. Alright, so all I'm gonna do, just rip all this stuff out of here now. And we're almost done. And you will have extra, the minerals, because you only need 800, but you have to, you have to refine 1250, or you have to extract 1250. So go in here, go back to Stasis for the final time. See, some of this stuff, like on normal mode, it's easy to kind of do it all in one screen, but when you get the harsh stack size, it takes a little bit more moving around. So you're going to make your last 2 items here. You're going to make 16 of the quantum processors and 16 of the chambers. Alright, and those 3 items will give you your stasis device. So you have to craft 1 for some reason, and then you do craft more here. Or you just keep going until you hit 16. There we go. 16 of those. Again, with the refining process, it takes like 20 minutes. But that's all there is to it. And those go for 16 million, I think. Yeah, 15.6. So there's a good chunk of change. I'm just going to toss them in here for now. Actually, do I have a terminal here? I do. Just give you an idea of what those go for. I'm not going to sell them yet. Typically, I'll just sell them all in 260 million. So, it's a good amount. You know what? Let's just sell them. That'll make me a billionaire finally. Yep, there we go, a billionaire. Quick save. Yeah, so you will end up with some extra, an extra, what, 700 of this stuff. Actually, this paraffinium was down here, so yeah, you'll end up with another 450 because of the overflow. But outside of that, that's all there is to it. Again, if you have enough room, you can cut out a lot of that, moving around stuff. But you just have to kind of do a couple at a time if you have to. But the important thing is just to, when you do craft them, do it in order. If you can get circuit boards done real quick in living glass, and you can only make up like 4 of these at a time, do it that way. It'll just take a few more steps. But the most important thing is to make sure you get 16 on all of these, and then these ones too, these 3 yellow ones. And then just kind of work your way up. But that's about it. And I'm gonna hit my living glass as well, because I haven't been over there, and I should grab that nip out of there, because I do want to eventually make a nip farm. So liquid explosive, there we go. Go do a quick batch of this, and then probably gonna head off for the night. These I got down to, what is it, like 518,000 light years away, so making my way there. I'll get on tomorrow and refine up a bunch of curious deposits and get my nanite situation kind of straightened out. Maybe do a little bit more warp and see if I can get. I'd like to get down into the low 400s because I have another abandoned mode that I want to start next week. So we'll have to get ready for that. That one's going to be difficult. I'm doing no starter ship, no multi-tool, no bases. Pretty much, you're going to have your first base, but that's mainly to unlock the little terminals that you buy your upgrades from. So I may include some of the base archive quests. I don't know, because I want to do the whole thing pretty much out of my exocraft, exosuit, and ship. Pretty much the whole thing. So what I'm going to do here is just take all this stuff, make up some living glass, or liquid explosive rather. So 16 of these, 16 of these, and 16 of these. I don't know why they have you make one in here. It'd be nice if we could just make everything in that one menu. Alright, so those are done. And run back here and grab this. Alright, and I did put my money one here. I weren't sure what storage container I had here. So drag these down. See, like I have that extra like polyfiber and acid and stuff. I want to make sure I don't bring that with me when I do a stasis device setup, or a run through stasis devices. Alright, so that's all set. And I'm just gonna hit my my main base and call it a night. Actually, I'm gonna harvest my plants over here too. I forgot to do that when I came in the first time. Yeah, so tomorrow morning I'll fill up my storage container and most of my inventory with curious deposits and get to refining. I'm hoping to get to, you know, I'm only going to do it for probably about an hour, so it'd be nice to get to like 70,000 or so. It depends on if I end up able to jump off a little earlier or not. I do have to do something with all these plants though, and figure out a different farm. Maybe I'll do nip here too. I don't like need the money or anything, which kind of sucks. There's nothing to really spend money on except for storage, you know, for ships or multi-tool. Luckily, I've been getting a lot of the upgrade parts though. That and that and that. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of the expansion pieces. I got multi-tool. I got friggin' 42 of them now. I'm getting close on my ship too. I thought I could have swore I had more of these suspicious packages. They're in here? No. I know I definitely have some. I thought maybe I just stuck them somewhere else by mistake. Oh, are they in my exocraft maybe? No. Oh, I want to drag these over for tomorrow too. Actually, grab that stuff out too. Alright, I'm gonna just toss this stuff in to refine and call it a night. So that in there. So I'll have little chromatic metal to pull out of there in the morning. Oh, I gotta replenish the some of that ionized cobalt too. Ionized cobalt and condensed carbon. Didn't I bring over something? Oh, the brains. The brains I have to be in game. Actually, this stuff's gonna run out. Good enough. Alright guys, thanks for swinging in, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.